Oh, hi everyone. I was busy trying to show the show, letting y'all know that we're live now. And the studio had me in focus before I even realized it. Okay, so we're live now. I'm typing that. Come on in. And don't live in sin. Y'all know what movie that line comes from, don't it? It's Live in Sin, Come On In, The Greatest Storm of the Century by Steven Spielberg. One of my famous, most favorite movies. Okay, all right, we're going to get started here. Um, okay, got that posted. Now let's put it, let me get my volume down and put my likes on there. And, okay, hold on. I was there. Okay, there we go. Hello, and welcome to the show, y'all. Okay. I think I'm done with the posting now. Okay, let me bring in the heartbeat of the South and the co-host of the Emily Pearl Show, the heartbeat of my soul and heart. Every heartbeat, every beat of my heart is what I'm trying to say. My son, Tim Harrington. Hey, Tim.
Hey, Ma, how's everybody doing?
Oh, Mama got a twisted tongue today.
Yeah, be like that sometime.
I know, right? Well, I didn't do much sharing around today. When I thought about it, it was like 6 o'clock, and I said, uh, "Hey, oh, hey, Luther, say you had a tooth pull. Oh, I know how that is. Well, we hope it be better by Sunday. Okay,
Hey, Luther.
okay. So, y'all, I am watching this series, and I'm watching it through Amazon Prime, but I really don't know if it's AMC or HBO, but it's called The Gray House. And it's based on mostly historical facts about the Civil War in Virginia and slavery and Jefferson Davis, who got selected as the president of the Confederate States of America. But of course, the United States of America was the North, right? You had a wisdom tooth. Yeah, those are rough. And so it got me to thinking, and I did a little research. Um, there were over 750,000 soldiers, that's counting both sides, North and South, that were killed in that war. That's the biggest war, deadliest war we have had on our land. But what I also researched and found out was that there was this politician, and he was a prominent individual that was for slavery in the South, based it on, along with Jefferson Davis, based it on um, the Bible about slavery existed in the beginning of the Bible and all the way down to Revelations, and that it was there from the beginning of time and will always be there for till the end of time, and they needed it for their way of living, which they was telling the truth because their way of living was lazy, and they were making money off of the slaves, of people doing the work in the cotton fields, tobacco fields, earning them money. But the prominent individual named Judah P. Benjamin, he was a Jewish lawyer and a politician. He was a key figure in the Confederate cabinet, serving as Secretary of State, War, and Attorney General. Does that sound familiar even today? A Secretary of State, War, and Attorney General that had something to do with an unjust war that was a Jew. So at the end of the show, I'm going to ask the question, Why is it that every war that the United States has been involved in has always had prominent Jewish leaders that were for the war, and these wars were for the wrong reason? Okay. All right. So moving along to today's war. Yes, we see a lot on media, American media, United States media, that says the United States is really pounding Iran. The United States is winning, and President Trump says they're all wiped out. Well, let me tell you something. Please find you some other stations to watch, even if it has to be YouTube, so that you can get both sides of the story. I'm going to share a video with you now that shows that what you have been hearing on the American news media and in their newspapers, whether it be online, in print, on the radio, on TV, or wherever, it isn't true. All right, I'm going to share this video with you. We're going to watch it together. Then, Tim, you and I, we're going to talk about it, okay?
Okay.
Because you are a retired veteran, and I know you know both sides of the story. Let me get the volume on. And uh, are you able to type in the chat, Tim? Hi, Sandra. Sandra's here. She'll let me know. Sandra, let me know if you can hear the volume on this video when I play it, okay? Because I'm getting ready to start to play it now as soon as it shows up on the screen. Okay.
Iran's sixth straight day of retaliation is fueling a wider regional confrontation, with each strike adding to fears of a prolonged and dangerous showdown. Air raid sirens across Israel are sending residents racing to shelters again, as fresh alerts warn of new incoming threats linked to Iran. Iran's Revolutionary Guard is signaling that the current barrage may only be a prelude, warning that more intense attacks could follow. With Iran and Hezbollah piling on pressure near the frontier, the Israeli military has reported a new security scare along the border. Iran's True Promise for campaign has now reached its 19th wave of attacks, with Tehran announcing fresh strikes on what it calls US and Israeli military positions across the region. A mix of nuclear brinkmanship, airstrikes, and drone attacks has pushed the confrontation between Iran and the US-Israel axis beyond a bilateral standoff, turning it into a broader regional showdown involving multiple fronts. In its latest wave, Tehran claimed its forces struck US assets and Israeli targets deep inside what it describes as occupied territories, portraying the operation as a direct response to earlier attacks. Iran's leadership says it has also hit US bases in the wider region under a series of coordinated strikes codenamed Mubarak, signaling that American facilities remain firmly in its sights. The Revolutionary Guard has warned that these operations are only the beginning, vowing that upcoming attacks will be more intense and more extensive if Iran's demands are not met. In its latest barrage, Iran's Revolutionary Guard launched a mix of missiles and armed drones toward multiple locations across Israeli-controlled territory, escalating the current round of hostilities. The IRGC said its forces had targeted areas around Ben Gurion Airport as well as advanced Israeli radar and air defense systems, describing the attack as a blow to Israel's military infrastructure. Iranian officials have issued fresh warnings over Israel's reported role in regime change efforts, openly threatening that the Dimona nuclear facility could be drawn into the line of fire if tensions worsen. A senior Revolutionary Guard officer went further, stating that if the US and Israel continue to push for regime change in Tehran, strategic sites such as the Dimona nuclear plant will be considered legitimate targets. IDF detected ballistic missile launches from Iran towards Israel. Sirens sounded across central Israel, the Jerusalem area, and parts of the West Bank. Air defense batteries engaged and worked to intercept incoming missiles over several waves. Home Front Command later announced it was safe for residents to leave bomb shelters. Megan David Adams said there were no reported injuries from the latest Iranian missile barrage. Hezbollah reportedly fired on an Israeli Merkava tank positioned along the Lebanon border. Hebrew media described the incident as a serious security event, suggesting there may have been fatalities. During the 19th wave of strikes, Iran kept several front lines across the Middle East active, ensuring that regional tensions stayed high on multiple axes. A tanker anchored off Kuwait reported a massive explosion on its port side, raising immediate fears of a fresh attack on vital Gulf shipping. The UK maritime monitoring body said oil was seen leaking into the sea after the blast near the vessel, prompting concerns over both security and environmental impact. All crew members were reported safe, but the incident rattled already fragile shipping lanes across the Gulf and spooked commercial operators. Kuwait later clarified that the explosion had occurred outside its territorial waters, underlining that the site lay beyond its direct jurisdiction. Saudi Arabia's defense ministry said it intercepted multiple drones near Al-Kaj and Al-Jawf, highlighting ongoing aerial threats deep inside its territory. Qatar evacuated residents living close to the US Embassy in Doha as a precaution, reflecting heightened alert levels around American diplomatic sites. US missions in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Dubai had already faced drone threats earlier in the week, adding to Washington's security concerns in the region. Meanwhile, Iran publicly denied launching any missiles toward Turkey, a NATO member, as questions mounted over the origin of projectiles in the area. On March 4th, Turkey said Allied air defenses had shot down a missile that entered its airspace, stressing that it had acted under NATO's collective security framework. Iran's Revolutionary Guard also claimed responsibility for a drone strike on an Amazon data center in Bahrain, according to local media reports. Those reports said Amazon Web Services acknowledged drones near Gulf facilities had caused damage and power cuts, underscoring how digital infrastructure is now part of the wider battlefield. Amazon Web Services statement said, "These strikes have caused structural damage, disrupted power delivery to our infrastructure, and in some cases required fire suppression activities that resulted in additional water damage." Iranian media portrayed the attacks as part of a broader campaign aimed at Amazon data hubs across the Gulf, framing cloud infrastructure as a new front in the conflict. Earlier reports said Iranian drone strikes had already damaged 2 Amazon Web Services facilities in the United Arab Emirates, underscoring the vulnerability of key digital infrastructure. Israeli strikes late on March 4th killed 3 people on Beirut's airport highway and wounded several others, as the bombardment of Lebanon continued. Israeli attacks also hit areas around Tyre, Naqoura, and Al-Shahabia in southern Lebanon, adding to the growing toll from days of cross-border fire. An Israeli strike on a Palestinian refugee camp in Lebanon was reported to have killed a Hamas official, underscoring how Palestinian groups are also being targeted on Lebanese soil. Reports from Lebanese authorities said more than 50 people have been killed in Israeli strikes across Lebanon since March 2nd, with many more injured and displaced. Multiple powerful explosions then shook Tehran as Israel carried out strikes on Iranian security and Revolutionary Guard sites in the capital. Israel launched air raids on facilities linked to the IRGC, the Basij militia, and other internal security forces, hitting what it sees as the backbone of Iran's protest crackdown apparatus. According to the Wall Street Journal, the strikes were aimed at forces accused of suppressing the January protests, including IRGC Tharala HQ and special police units. Al Jazeera's morning update on March 5th said massive blasts were heard across Tehran, with residents reporting shockwaves in several neighborhoods. US Central Command said it is continuing operations to eliminate Iran's mobile missile launch capabilities, focusing on assets that can threaten regional bases. Israeli forces also said they targeted a ballistic missile launcher in Iran's Qom area on the 6th day of the war, as part of efforts to reduce Iran's strike capacity. In Hamdan, Iranian air defenses reportedly shot down an Israeli Hermes drone, according to Iran's Tasnim news agency. Iran's health ministry has reported that more than 1,000 civilians have been killed and over 6,000 injured nationwide since the strikes began. Officials in Tehran said more than 150 cities across Iran have been hit since February 28, illustrating the scale of the air campaign and its spread far beyond military sites. On March 4th, Iran's army released a fresh statement outlining the latest phase of its ongoing military operations, claiming continued missile and drone strikes against both Israeli and US targets across the region. The downing of a Hermes drone belonging to the usurping Zionist regime by the air defense forces of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in Khorramabad. The targeting of the US airbase in the Sheikh Isa area of Bahrain in a large-scale drone and missile operation by the Navy in the early hours of this morning. In this attack, 10 key and strategic command points and equipment complexes of American terrorists at the Sheikh Isa air base in Bahrain were heavily struck by Iranian projectiles. The destroyed targets included the Air Command and Control Center of the American terrorists, aircraft fuel storage tanks, and the building housing senior U.S. commanders at the base. The interception and safe landing of an advanced and strategic Hermes 900 drone armed with 8 smart bombs by the Air Defense and Electronic Warfare System of the Aerospace Force of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. The powerful destruction of positions belonging to counter-revolutionary separatist groups in the Kurdistan region of Iraq through the launch of 30 drones by operational units of the IRGC ground force. These groups were reportedly planning infiltration and actions against the sacred borders of the homeland. The Army Air Defense Force, by destroying 7 intruding drones belonging to the Zionist regime in various parts of the country, has brought the total number of different enemy American and Zionist drones shot down to 35. Military areas of the Zionist regime in the occupied territories, as well as U.S. naval vessels and bases, including Al-Udeid Air Base in Qatar, were struck in the early hours of this morning from various locations across the country by the Army Navy using suicide drones and surface-to-sea missiles. We emphasize that decisive and swift action against all aggressive and hostile groups in any geographical area has been placed on the agenda of the security and operational units of the armed forces, and no leniency will be shown toward the hosts or perpetrators of actions against Iran's national security. Offensive and defensive operations against the invading enemy are continuing with full force. The 16th wave of Operation True Promise 4 has also begun under the code phrase O Ali ibn Abi Talib, peace be upon him, involving the launch of a large number of missiles and multiple drones toward the heart of the occupied territories. The gates of hell have now been opened upon the American and Zionist aggressors.
Well, all right. That way, we saw both sides of the story. We saw an update on what Israel and the U.S. has done, what they hit and what they sent. And we saw an actual truthful update of what Iran has done, what they have sent, and what they have hit, right? So, Tim, do you have a viewpoint on what is going on? And while you're talking,
Well,
there's another video that I want to show.
well, here's my thing. I'm gonna try to keep it as just plain as I can, because if you're trying to watch everything and all the pieces that are going on, you'll definitely be lost.
Mhm.
Absolutely, our newscast systems here in America have been compromised. So if you do want to get the news unbiased, it has to be an international channel.
Right.
Okay,
I
now
agree.
let's get back to the basics of how all this really started, and this is what I think. It
Mhm.
does one of two things. The Epstein files is what it's originally Trump is trying to cover up. He kept trying to push it away. He kept trying to. It's distractions.
Mhm.
This is what this is.
Yeah.
Two, Israel has never been Iran has never been a threat to us. Iran is a threat to Israel.
Mhm.
But ask
Mhm.
yourself this question: would Donald Trump go to this extreme to keep uh, pictures, letters, video, having him in compromising positions with underage girls? Yes, he would. And
Mhm.
if you don't think that he would, you really don't know how he operates.
Mhm.
Now, the second part of that is it keeps him, it kind of confirms what he's trying to do as being a dictator.
Mhm.
Because what the goal is to have a war going on to where the elections can't happen. Or even if they do happen, it's so confusing and so designed to frustrate you to give up. And I'm gonna give you a
Mhm.
prime example. Jasmine Crockett
Mhm.
just ran with her election. What happened was it was chaos and confusion that went
Mhm.
on. It was supposed to cut off at 9 o'clock, but it cut off at 7 o'clock. So the vote,
Mm.
they couldn't deteriorate which ones were which. So she
Mhm.
ended up losing. But yeah, let's be clear about this. This war is senseless, and this is an unnecessary war.
Definitely.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of young American soldiers will perish due to
Yeah.
this war.
And it's like one of the news spokesmen said on the Al Jazeera station. That's one of my faves. I also watched it. Hispanic Times, and I watch Toy, which I'm going to show this video that Toy, TOI, it's an Indian channel. This next video I'm going to show, uh, the United States wants to think that they know how much uh, artillery uh, and missiles and things like that that Iran has. They they talk this noise and optics on the news channels and report it in their conferences and their speeches, but they really don't know. And but getting back to what you were saying, yeah, what were you saying about I left one topic and went to another one. But uh the war, Edwin Starr said it best in his 60s song, War. What's it good for? Absolutely nothing. Not for us. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Like this Al Jazeera news reporter said, he said that if this uh, unfortunate situation comes to where the United States think that they're going to get bold enough or feel so emboldened that they're going to send our American sons and daughters with boots on the ground over to Iran. Do you know what the Al Jazeera reporter said? He said Israel is not going to send their women and men over there. They're not going to send theirs. They're going to let the United States send theirs, ours. They're not going to send out one because they don't even do boots on the ground in their bordering countries like Lebanon. Okay, because they know that the Hezbollah are ground fighters. Those Muslim Hezbollah Hezbollah fighters, they know how to fight in desert and heat and grass and scorpions and spiders and all this stuff. It don't bother them, and they do it every day. The Israeli soldiers are a bunch of soft, homosexual, crybabying uh, boys, and all they do is know how to shoot guns and bomb. So no, Israel not gonna send none of their soldiers to boots on the ground to Iran. Okay, here's my second video. Getting back to what I said about the United States, think they know how much artillery that Iran has. Believe me when I tell you they don't. And the other thing is this, uh, President Trump and his crew always like to brag about, well, we bombed the mountain and now everything is wiped out. No. And you know why? Because it's 800 feet underground and the B 2 bomber can only reach about 400 or 500 feet. All of their missiles, all of their artillery, all their missiles are underground, 800 to 1,000 feet, and they're all around the country. And do you know how big the country of Iranian is? It's like 4 or 5 United States built in one. That's how large that country is. They got missiles everywhere. So,
And don't forget Donald Trump first strike. He lied to us almost a year ago and said that first strike took everything out. It was a success.
I'm glad you said that because now I'm going to show you. That's why I say, y'all stop watching American media and the
Yeah,
news.
it's
They're
trash.
not going to show you what you
No,
really need to know.
no, they're
They're
not.
going to hide everything from you that they don't want you to know so
Yeah,
that you will believe everything that they're saying.
yeah,
I'm
they've
going
been
to show you.
compromised, y'all.
I'm going to show you the United States doesn't know what they talking about. And I got this from an Indian station. And they have access to all the countries, Middle East, Eastern countries, okay? All right, let me show you this. Here we go. And you're going to be surprised.
You know when you got sound, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to put the sound on it. Okay, thank
Yeah, we
you.
don't watch it now though.
Okay, I'm gonna show just a little bit of it, and then while that's playing, I gotta find this other one that show you the Israeli show the soldiers scared in a building and crying. Okay, I'm gonna put this back on with the sound. I just forgot to push the sound button with it. Okay, I'm gonna put it back on. Let me do the sound button. I'll just show you the arsenal part of it. Okay, and I'll put the sound on. All right, here we go. Let me know if you said the sound. Let me know if y'all hear the sound, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
And we're back. So that was very interesting. I believe that Iran have been stockpiling probably the last 20 years. So yeah, we're definitely underestimating um, Iran, and that's just some of their arsenal. We don't have the military boots on the ground enough to where it used to be. Um, so I believe that it definitely would be devastating um, to put boots on the ground. The war shouldn't have started in the beginning. Um, like I said earlier, Iran has never been a threat to America. Iran is a threat to Israel.
Right.
Israel, go
Right.
ahead.
Yeah. No, that was just part of the city underground. They didn't show all of it
Yeah,
because the country is too large to show all of it, and that's where all of it is.
That's what I was doing. I was just speaking to the audience, letting them know that they have been stockpiling their weapons for 20 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
No, longer than that, 40.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Uh,
but yeah. I would say that, but we are not the boots on the ground that we used to be. Our military forces is not what Trump is thinking it is, because it's just not. You know, the Iron Dome was penetrated, so that was a whole $1 billion spent. That was a waste of money.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, Miss O, it's impossible to break the barrier. The Iron Dome. The Iron Dome was out of commission within the first couple of hours. And they spent almost $1 billion on it, really? Wow.
Okay, let's see. Luther says counting ammo was what the Japanese didn't at
Okshawaka.
Okinawa
Hmm.
during World War II, and look what happened to them. They were overran. Exactly, exactly. I'm trying to find this video that I saved where uh, they were showing these soldiers that were crying. Um, and that's why I was saying that these Israeli soldiers can't fight. They don't
Yeah.
know anything about real fighting at
And,
all.
yeah, and I'll tell the American people one more thing about it. And this is just how compromised that the news have got over here. If you remember back in the last couple of wars, they would always show the fellow soldiers, uh, brothers and sisters coming back with their caskets draped. They're not
Yeah.
going to do that. You're not going to see any of that on the U.S. news. You're not.
Mm,
Um, because it's going to be that it's going to be so devastating, so
mm.
devastating, and a lot of our young people that have signed up with the military, um, everybody has a different reason for why they signed up, whether it be patriot or what have you, or benefits, pay, and a lot of our young soldiers signed up for that, not thinking
That a
that
war was going to happen.
that war would never come during their turn. Um,
Right.
so they're very afraid, um, because you don't have a lot of your old soldiers like you used to have the guide, um, and whatnot. And I was just speaking on that because you were saying that the soldiers was crying
Yeah, I'm
in
trying
the
to find
video.
that video.
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
let's see. It might come up. I'm doing a search. I had saved it. Um, I had saved it in my YouTube history, but
yeah,
I can't find it right. Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay. All right. This is not. This is a short. This is a short one. I wanted to find the long one. This is a reel. I didn't want the reel. I'm gonna try to see if I can find the long video. I think this might be it. Let's see. No, no, this is hmm.
yeah.
Uh,
Wow,
uh,
I tell you.
and Iran attack. I got to put in some more
Hmm.
words so I can find it. But yeah, the United States has totally miscalculated and they know they have. They just don't want to tell the American public because they don't want the American public to panic.
Well, most
Because
definitely. Yeah, yeah. And if you think about the other wars that we had, they were able to control the narrative.
that's
It's
what they
so,
always do, control the
but they
narrative
can't do it anymore because of the internet. It's too much
because
information.
of international.
We don't
Uh,
even listen to Trump and believe him. We know he lying, so we just go right to the real news. You know what I mean? They used to could lie to you,
yeah,
and because they kept everything only what they wanted you to see. But
yeah.
now everything is wide open. It's too much information. There's too many leaks to try to plug. Um, and I don't think he understands. I get that he knows he's not a popular president. He's got the lowest ratings, I think, since I don't know when. Uh,
Well, he doesn't care. He's sick, and um, everybody was talking about the red mark
yeah,
that he got on the side of his neck, like he been bit by a vampire or something,
and the back
or possessed by a demon,
and the back of his
and
hands.
at the back of his head. So everybody's like, it's something that's seriously wrong with him. And if you're sick, then your body is not functioning well, and you're gonna make irrational
Let,
decisions, right?
let, yeah, I'm glad you said that. It made me think of something. I found out yesterday listening to one of Trump's Q&As with the media.
Uh,
One of the media asked him something to the effect if he was, to ever be taken out of commission with, by a hostage or what have you. He
mm.
said that he don't think so. He said, but I've left instructions anyway that I had to carry it out.
Wait a minute, I'll say that again. What happened?
It was a Q&A session with Donald Trump. You know how he invite the media in.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't think he saw this question. One of the newscasters asked, in the event if something was to happen to him, what
Uh,
would happen? He said he don't
yeah.
think that would happen, but if it did, he's already left instructions on how to carry it out. So I guess
Yeah. Really.
yeah, I had never heard him say that before.
Well,
Why would you?
for the past 6 months, he's been saying it. He don't know if he don't get to heaven. He don't think he is, and so people have been kind of talking on, news commentators and reporters and uh, just podcasts.
Yeah,
Why is he talking about whether or not he's gonna get into heaven and not after all the evil he has done? And he right. They say he's right to think that he's not gonna get into heaven. But why be concerned about it? If you know you're not gonna get in there, what you talking
yeah,
about it for? You know?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Death is knocking at his door. Um,
okay, so I'm just gonna have to show this short reel. I can't find the long one of the Israeli boys who are not trained for real military fighting. All they know how to do is shoot a gun and drop bombs.
yeah, they
I
probably
got,
pulled a video. They
I
probably
got,
pulled it.
no, I got the real.
Oh, okay.
Uh, uh, well, no, I got it on my TV save, and I'll find it and transfer it to my email. But
Yeah, yeah,
I'm on my computer now, so I
yeah,
didn't find it saved in my history on there. So what I'm gonna do now is just show the short reel. That's enough to give you an idea
yeah,
of just how scared the Israelis are. And it's not just the soldiers, it's the people too.
yeah.
Okay. All right, coming up. I'm gonna put the sound on. Yes, sound is on.
I know
Okay.
exactly what video you're talking about
You
now.
know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
Okay. Let's see, is it any way to enlarge this? I don't think you can enlarge these reels, can you?
I don't know.
I'm looking. No, no, no way to enlarge them except
Uh-oh.
on my screen. I can enlarge it on my screen once I get it on the okay. Here we go. Sound. see, sound. Is, is that the one with the sound? Well, that's just a picture of him. Okay, hold on. It's another one that had the sound, or it had the what do you call it? CC
Mm-hmm. Closed caption.
closed caption. But dude was saying he couldn't see anything, and he couldn't see them, and he was crying. Uh, SRALI soldier crying. I'm gonna put yesterday because I believe that was yesterday that I was watching it. And I saved it. I didn't have a copy. Uh, okay, hold on. Croots, was it Croots? Like an earthquake. That's a different one. Crying. Okay, 1 second, y'all. I'm sorry that I didn't already have it ready. I didn't have it to show because um, I didn't have it ready because I had not planned to show it. But when I did watch, I mean, after I got to talking about how chicken they are,
Mm-hmm.
I just felt that I needed to show it to y'all. Uh, Israeli soldier crying. Oh, that's the word that's missing. Okay, that's why it's not coming up.
Okay.
CRYING. Okay, I left the word out. Okay. Uh, let's see if I can find it again. When I first looked for it, it did. Okay, so uh Sandra say he's a funny president, Tim. Let's see.
Yeah, he is.
Cavion say it's too many flights coming in from all over the country. And
True.
he also says the road around Mar-a-Lago has been shut down since the Iran since the Iran war started.
Ah.
So anyway, um, isn't that funny? They took it away just that quick.
Yeah, I knew they were gonna suppress it though. They had to. They got the
Mm.
phone call that it was out.
Well, there's not that many people that watch my show, so I don't know why they would.
That's a bad image. That's a bad image. That is not an image that you want floating around during wartime.
Okay, let me see when this one was. This is I'm gonna see when this was. If this was yesterday, anyway, this one is saying I can't see them with fighting ghosts. Let's see. I'm just gonna do some scrolling here. Oh, let me make sure I get the sound on. Make sure the sound button on in case it does have sound. The
Mm.
reels seem like they don't have sound. But this was a reporter that was giving it. Okay, so this one right here is saying, where did it go? It went away just that quick. Uh,
They pulled the whole thing. Oh, there you go.
Now that's the woman crying. But that's not the one.
I know the
This
one
was
you talk.
the one that I was talking about was in the building. They were pinned down
Yeah.
from the bombs that were being dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I just had it. She crying too. That's the army.
Yeah, a lot of crybabies
This is
though.
what that's what that's what I'm telling you now. Okay, this is the one where they were pinned down,
Okay, put
and
the
they
sound on.
but there's no sound on it.
Oh,
I'm
it's not.
hitting it, but there's nothing to play.
Right,
The
right, right.
Israeli Defense Force is crying down. They've never understood
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And when I take it back that way, um,
See,
it's just a
what,
lot of
what, yeah, what a lot of young soldiers fail to realize, they're so used to playing video games and to actually be into a war with real firepower going on, uh, you're going to do fight or flight, one of the two.
yeah, yeah.
But it's nothing like the video games that they play. So that alone is sending them into shock. Um, so yeah, it's
Uh,
unfortunate, and I really hate that this war even had to start. Um, he's just running amok of the palace. This guy's got us in everything that we possibly could be in Rome. We're involved. Let's not forget, y'all, them tariffs was illegal. So now everybody's starting to sue about they want their money back for the tariffs that they were paying.
the terror, the
Yeah,
terrorists,
Congress did that.
they
The
not gonna get
judge,
no. Okay, so Caviar says Israel has called for 100,000 soldiers to go into Lebanon. They're not going. I heard the report where they they already got protests in the streets.
yeah,
Uh, the Orthodox Jews never said. See, you got three different types of segments of Jews over there. You got the Orthodox Jews, you got the Judaism Jews, and it's another one. And the Orthodox Jews, those are the ones that wear the long black robes with the black hats
yeah,
and the black beards. Those are the Orthodox Jews. They didn't even send their sons
they're not.
to fight in Gaza.
Hmm.
And they protested, and a lot of them were locked up by their own Jewish government. A lot of them were beaten by their own Jewish police force as they protested in the street because they didn't want they that was against they're the religion. They are the real religious Jews of the whole Jewish religion. The other two segments are just add-ons. So the Orthodox Jews, the ones like from went back in the Greece time and during the Greek times and the
Yeah,
the other times, way long before Hitler, those type of Jews, those they are called Orthodox. So they don't believe in war. So they didn't even send their sons and daughters, and they protested against it. So we already know the Orthodox Jews are not going. They're not sending there. They don't care what they got to be locked up or beaten. But the other two add on so-called Jews, Jewish people, even them now are protesting saying they don't want to send their sons. And do you know they have a penalty? Uh, they lock them up, the young people in Israel,
yeah,
if they refuse to draft. And
yeah,
that's where the United States got that mess from, because as I can go back to as far back as the Civil War, the Jewish lobby has always been in wars,
yeah.
demanding what must be done and how things are going to be done. So no, they won't get 100,000. They might get 10,000,
If that,
if that. And yeah, gas has gone up 80% in Europe already, and it's gonna be going up here. And blessed me, I still got gas in my car from July of last year.
that sounds about right.
Sounds about right, doesn't it?
Hmm.
And I was intending to fill up, Tim, and I was coming from somewhere, and we forgot. But I got probably like a half a tank already in there. But
Hmm.
I probably need to go in and fill it up before I really just get high over here. But yeah, you know, and it begged the question, like I said at the beginning of the show, why is it that every war that the United States got involved in, that was Jewish influence that made the United States decide to go to the war, to go take us into war.
Well, I don't know what the other presidents was, why they went into war, but we everybody knows that Trump is in those E files, Epstein files. He's all through it. This, that,
Epstein
and the
was a
other.
Jew. Epstein was a Jew.
Absolutely, and he was part of the Mossad. Um, they have him in very compromising positions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either you
Mm-hmm.
do it at what we say, or else.
And
I
then they
don't
have,
know.
and no telling what else they got on him.
It ain't no telling you, right? You're
To
right. You're
force
absolutely right.
him and maybe other members of his family, even
Absolutely.
because his son-in-law Jared Kushner is also a Jew.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
son-in-law.
And I'm gonna tell you how you know it's something that's very, very compromising. It's because um, as he ran this campaign, that was his three biggest things with the Epstein files, and we're not going to World War III. I'm going to keep us out of World War III. And I forgot what the other one was, immigration. However, once he got in that seat, they showed him what they really had. So
But
everything
the
they.
Jews told him, "Yeah, no, you're gonna do
Mm-hmm,
what we say."
mm-hmm,
And unfortunately, for the people that voted for him,
mm-hmm,
I'm gonna say we the people because we the people of the United States doesn't necessarily mean that we the people, all of us voted for him.
mm-hmm,
But I'm
mm-hmm.
gonna say we the people, we got jilted, and
Yeah,
now
we were hoodwinked.
people are upset. Now people of the nation are upset
Yes,
because everybody is eyes are opening now.
yes,
It's like we're like a deer. Well, I already knew, but for a lot of people, it's like a deer looking in the headlights.
yeah,
And they're like, "Why are we going to war with Iran?" Because they don't know history, they
yeah.
don't study history. Uh, you know, and okay, Kevion says, and they have cuts curls on the side of their face, right? Those are the
Mm-hmm.
Orthodox Jews,
Yeah,
right? Those are the real
yeah,
God Ten Commandment kind of Jews, okay?
yeah, yeah.
Those are the real blooded Jews there. Those are the ones the Bible was talking about, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But the other two add-ons just make believes. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I was looking at a picture of Netanyahu when he was talking, giving his little press conference to his people. Oh, he's sick too, by the way. He has a pacemaker, and and I was looking at his ears, I was looking at his eyebrows, and I was looking at his eyes, and I was looking at the way he does his hands and shoulders when he's talking and stuff. And I said, you know what? All that's missing from a reincarnation of Hitler is that little short tail mustache across
Yeah.
his upper lip.
Yeah.
If you put that there, uh, paintbrush that on, he is an exact replica,
Yeah.
replica of
Yeah.
Hitler.
You say they come back, some of them reincarnated.
Reincarnation, okay?
Yeah.
And because Netanyahu, I'm not just saying it because he looked like it, but I'm saying that because of his 37-year plan that he has had in place, similar to how long it took Hitler to come to power.
Yeah.
And his plan is to take over all of the Middle East. He wants to control all of the Middle East. Well, that wasn't Hitler's original plan. Hitler's original plan was that he realized that the Jewish population of Germany had all of the money, the most money, they were the richest, and they had the most power in Germany because Hitler came from a poor family, okay? And so he just felt that if they weren't stopped, they were going to take over the whole world. And he did not want them taking over Germany. And, Germans called their country the motherland, the
Hmm.
the fatherland of the motherland. Anyway, they didn't want to take. He didn't want him taking over the fatherland, motherland, whatever. And that's when he got into politics. And so, but what happened was, of course, when you get the power, it drives too much power in one person's control. Absolute power will drive him crazy.
Hmm.
And he went berserk because initially he gave all of the Jews opportunity to leave the country in comparison with Netanyahu. Because before Netanyahu did his massacre on the Palestinians in Gaza, that's the front that he put up, asked them to leave the country. And then after all the other neighboring countries, Egypt, Turkey, Jordan, all said that they weren't going to take the refugees from Gaza. The people didn't have anywhere to go, so they couldn't leave.
Sound familiar?
And some of the Jews left from Germany when Hitler and his SS army told them to get out the country. But a lot of them were poor. They didn't have money to leave, so they couldn't leave.
But we're going through that today. This is what ICE is doing. This is what Trump is doing. The
And
same format.
I'm moving right along.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
I'm moving right on to the third reincarnation.
Okay.
Okay. Well, the second reincarnation, because Hitler lived the first time. Question is he reincarnated in Netanyahu? And is he also reincarnated in President Trump? Or is he just reincarnated in Netanyahu and Netanyahu has power over Trump?
Well,
Interesting.
it's a lot of people that says that Hitler wasn't killed, right?
I know
Your
they say,
conspiracy theorists say that he wasn't. So we must ask ourselves: is Jeffrey Epstein really dead?
uh-huh. Well,
Not to
no,
skip
he
over what
did.
you were saying.
Well, he
Uh-huh.
did now because, God, he would have to be over 100 years old because that was in the
Yeah,
40s.
yeah. I'm talking about when they said that he was, expired.
Well,
This
it
and
was questionable. I agree with you. Uh, uh, Look, the both parties are at fault, both Democratic and Republican, because Epstein had some on everybody.
yeah,
And
he
he,
got
did,
on
he didn't
everybody.
care whether they was Democrat or
You
Republican.
saw them
Okay.
royals start stepping down, didn't you? The royals and
Uh-huh.
the big CEOs and
Yeah,
all of these heads of
yeah,
funds and
yeah, yeah. And so, but as it turns out, it looks like Hitler might have been right because Netanyahu controls the United States.
yeah.
He controls Europe. He controls Germany. He controls France. He controls Israel. He controls Jordan. He controls Egypt. And the only thing he didn't control, he controls Qatar. He controls Kuwait. Everywhere the U.S. got a base, military base, Netanyahu controls
Did
that.
you
But
did
he
that
doesn't control Iran. So
right?
all he needs now to finish the piece on his chess game to control the whole world is Iran. But Iran said, no, you're not going to control us.
Do you know that's the only man I've ever seen Trump be subservient to? There's a clip where he pulled his chair out for him.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm,
It's, you see what I'm saying? We've never seen that in him.
mm-hmm. He's
And
probably
everybody
on,
knows.
apparently he's the only person on earth that can control him.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, Donald, what's wrong with you? Are you possessed? Are you afraid? Are you scared and dying? Uh, are you dying? Uh, are you schizophrenic? What's going on with you?
All the
You
above.
need to tell the people the truth
Hmm.
so the people of the nation can maybe find some sympathy for you somewhere. We've had enough of lies and we've had enough of question marks. So, if Netanyahu got you head over barrel, just tell us. And
Yeah,
then,
we respect that better.
we would respect that better than the lies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just seriously, just tell us. You know. But at any rate, Donald, you bit out more than you can chew for us as a country by
Yeah.
letting Tyler pull this last card he had up his sleeve. Now you might have told Zelensky of Ukraine that he didn't have no more cards to play when you had your big speech
Mm-hmm.
when the president of Ukraine was
Mm-hmm.
in the White House. You know, you talked to him pretty bad. That was
Mm-hmm.
unrespectful for a president. You could have said that in private, but you're not saying that to your Netanyahu. So why? Huh? Why are you not telling Netanyahu that he doesn't have any cards up his sleeve? So apparently, Netanyahu has all the cards on you, huh? Is that the case? Just tell us.
Mm-hmm.
Just let us know. That's all we're asking.
Yeah, because he's ruining his so-called legacy for his children.
Oh, that's like being a daughter or son of Hitler.
Absolutely.
And who wants that title? Who wants that label?
Nobody.
Okay. Okay. I mean, seriously. And doesn't Netanyahu have any kids? I don't ever see anybody but his wife. If he got something, they don't show him. They keep them hid.
Yeah, they keep them here.
But I mean, we really don't care. The people of this nation of the United States, only 2% of the population of the United States is the most richest and the most powerful in the world. But it's unfair that 2% controls the whole world. And out of that 2%, the majority are Jewish. And it's unfair to this nation and the people of this nation that the Jews control this country. It's unfair. And
Mm.
it's been like that. This is not anything new, y'all. It's been
Yeah,
like this. It's been like this since 1776.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just told
History.
you. I mean, since 1864.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just read to you about Benjamin Davis, the
Mm-hmm.
politician, the Jewish Confederate um, lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
politician,
Mm-hmm.
and Confederate cabinet member that pushed for Virginia to not concede the Union, to stay with slavery, and which caused the Civil War. I just told you all that at the beginning of the show, so this is nothing new. Okay, um, Cavion says France is sending its navy to protect the oil for Europe. Okay, yeah, that's the last there for real.
Oh man.
Along with 4 other nations.
Yeah. Okay.
France doesn't have a huge navy. Neither does Germany. Uh,
None of them do.
well, I tell you one country that's standing up, Spain. Spain said,
Yeah.
we're not using, you're not using our airspace, we're not sending nothing, and
Yep.
we are against you attacking Iran. Now,
Yeah.
this
They
is the
stood
first
up for
country.
him. Yeah.
Our first president and country said, Spain said, no, we're not having it.
And
No.
Spain didn't just say no. They said hell no.
Well, I know, right? Let's a round of applause for Spain, man. We got one
Yes.
round of
And they was
applause in
quick
here
with it
somewhere.
too. They didn't waste
Yeah,
no time. They ain't had to think about it or nothing. They said, "Oh no, no sir."
yeah, for Spain. But see, like I said, the Jewish people own these other European countries,
Yeah.
so they cannot say no to them.
No.
You know,
Ain't.
they have to. But Spain, Netanyahu and Israel never owned Spain.
Mm-hmm.
No, never did.
Yeah.
So they can't buy them, and they're not afraid of them either.
Nah, they not.
Well, all right then. That's it. I'll come back with some next videos next week because I know there'll be more because this is not going to be Trump's 12-day war like he got
Oh
away with last year. I think we,
no.
I think we're looking more like 12 months. And
Probably more
now
than that.
they're telling y'all uh 4 to
We,
6 weeks.
yeah,
No. Civil War lasted 4 years. Vietnam War lasted how many? Long years, number of
long
years.
years,
Pearl Harbor, WW1, WW2 lasted a lot of years.
lot of
Look
years.
at Ukraine, even if we move forward to today.
Yeah,
What we know now, the Gulf Storm, Desert Storm, how long that went on, and the Iraq War, how long that went on. Afghanistan, 20 years.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah,
Ukraine War, three, they're in their fourth year already.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
don't believe what the White House and anybody
yeah,
up there and in the news station telling you,
yeah.
y'all, that this gonna be over in 4, 5, or 6 weeks. It is not. I
Mhm.
guarantee you it is not. Why? I told y'all 2 years ago I had a vision about this coming. I told y'all that. I didn't know what country it was, but I had a vision of the war. I could see it. It was like real, and I was there. I was in it. I was in it in living color, and we were scared to death.
Mm.
Yeah. So I knew a war was coming. I just didn't know when, where, what country. But here it is. And it is not going to be a short war. Okay, look at Revelations about the end. Everybody wants to say Revelation, this is the end. No, let me assure you guys, okay? And Cavion, I've had this conversation with you. It's not the end of the world. No, y'all. It is not. If there are nuclear strikes, that's fine. Yeah, we might have nuclear strikes. But it's not the end of the world, not according to biblical terms.
Mhm.
Because, see, you all, uh, once again, y'all watch too many movies and listen to too many incorrect descriptions of how the end of the world is happening, or either when you read Revelations, you're not really reading it because Revelations is written, the Bible itself is written in symbolism. It's not written in plain terms.
Yeah.
And all of these new printed versions of the Bible that are written just so that you can kind of get a better understanding of it, it
And they
takes
took out sections. That's not even the real complete
it's
Bible.
not even the real deal. Okay, hey,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, thank you, Tim. So listen, when the end of the world really comes, there
Mhm.
will be no doubt. And the scripture tells you that no man knows the day or the hour. So I'm not saying that I know the day or the hour. All I'm telling you is that these nuclear wars that y'all talking about, that's not what the Revelations is talking about, about God
Yeah,
in.
this Armageddon, I think. Yeah.
No, I'm again end
No,
of
you're right.
days.
You're right.
Same thing.
Same
Now, what
thing.
these people are talking about now on all of their podcasts and everything about World War III is the end of the
Everybody
world.
expert.
No, no, no. Nuclear wars don't end worlds,
Show
okay?
don't. It don't.
You get you some oxygen masks and people still
Why
keep
y'all
living.
think the rich people are digging all these bunkers?
Yeah, people got bunkers. They gonna still be living up on them bunkers. So
Hmm.
no, it's not the end of the world. When God ends the world, the first thing that's gonna come is the blood will cover the sky. Blood. You're gonna have start having blood rain. Blood, not food colored dye, not food colored
Mm.
dye. Okay, blood rain. And it's gonna be lightning and thunder, and the sky is going to peel open. And out of the sky is gonna come uh, the four horsemen right
Mhm.
out of the heavens. And they're gonna bring with them the fear uh, that comes with the loud noises and the images that's gonna come from the sky. Along with them will be all of the monstrous animals and demons that will start coming up out of the earth. Yeah, Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. So, and then it's gonna rain down fire after the blood rain stops. So you would
They
definitely
don't know
know
that.
when your end of days come.
Yeah, they don't know their virgin. That's a
Nuclear
whole different.
wars,
Yeah,
nuclear wars are not
nah.
the end of the world. So no, carry on. It is not the end of days. I just advise y'all, if you got your money, if you got some money, build your bunker. For those of you who are poor like me and you don't have money to build a bunker, just buy a gas suit, gas mask, and
And
some non-perishable food items and plenty of water.
and I just got to throw this in here. We're not the only civilization on this planet, people. If you go look at an old 1700 or 1600 map, you will see how much more it is beyond the ice wall. We are not the
Yes.
only civilization here. This is what we've been taught and shown.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. You only see one side of the planet when they
yeah,
show the map.
yeah,
Why is that?
yeah,
Why
yeah,
do we only see one side of the planet Earth? We only
yeah,
see the continents, the United States, the Asia, the Africa, the Tehran, the Cuba, the South America,
yeah,
and China and Russia.
yeah,
What's on the other side? It's
yeah,
space over there too.
yeah. But it's off limits. It's off limits. Why?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah,
But in order for the whole Earth planet, when the whole Earth planet ends, that's end of days. That's what Revelations mean.
yeah. You
If,
know it when it happened.
no, you won't have to be. You won't have to be questioning. Is this
Yeah,
the end
you
of
ain't gonna have to
times?
question. You gonna know when it happened.
uh,
Yeah,
amen, and a round of applause for that, too.
yeah.
Tim, close the comments.
Ah, wonderful show. Glad to be back on the scene, y'all. We're gonna do it again next Thursday. We're gonna be on the air tomorrow, so stop on by if you got a little time spare.
That's right. Thanks so much. We will be here tomorrow, Friday night. Normally we don't have politics on Friday night, but it depends on what might be going on. That we may have to throw a little bit of it in there while we talk
Yeah,
about entertainment and other fun things and other
yeah,
information. But
yeah,
depending on what's going on, we may have to throw a little politics in.
yeah. Cause we don't know what's gonna happen. We really don't.
It's
So,
from minute to minute.
word to the wise: get your house in order.
And by the way, y'all need to do some estate planning for those survivors.
Mm-hmm.
I can take care of your estate planning for you, you know, in case you don't get the gas mask, but your grandkids got them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they gonna try to make sure you have one. But if you're sick and ill like me, got chronic conditions, gas mask and gas suit ain't gonna help much anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you get your business in order. That's all I can tell you to do.
Yeah,
Let me and my team do some estate planning for you. This one right here, I already covered. My son, he knows where everything is, about everything.
yeah,
So I advise y'all to do the same thing because uh, uh, Iran has a missile that can go 2,000
yeah,
miles.
yeah,
Okay. And they got some new missiles they say they haven't even released yet. They're currently using their 20, 30, 40-year old missiles.
that's
And
not
y'all
even
saw
popular channel. Oh no.
and y'all seen the arsenal, right? That's why I say those are the old missiles that we saw. We haven't even seen the underground city where the new missiles are. Okay. And the thing about it is the United States intelligence don't know what kind they are, even though they've had spies implanted within the Iranian country, CIA, Mossad, FBI, all kinds of spies. And they're telling them one thing, but you know how it is.
Yeah,
You know how it is with intelligence.
yeah,
And And the Iranians are smart people. They're not dumb. They're not stupid. They know the United States is going to come after them one day. That's why they've been planning it for 45 years.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. Caveat say amen to that. But we
Uh,
thank you guys. We're gonna leave that amen up there as we close the show tonight. And we'll see y'all tomorrow night on the Emily Pearl Show, 7 o'clock. Same station, same time, same place, and in living color. And my closing remarks is try to live by not doing the deadly sins. if you do, if you don't do those deadly sins, you got to end up being one of the best people in the world. All right. We love you guys. Good night for
Good
us. Thank you for
night.
and share the show.